Yeah, the beauty of going live is that your guests just suddenly disappear. So I'll just have a sip waiting for Earl. Yeah.
All right.
So there you are. We're actually live, Earl.
Oh, great.
Salute.
Nice. Salute.
So Earl, you live in a beautiful place. Tell us about it. Where do you live?
Currently, I'm in Sarasota, Florida, uh, and not directly on the ocean side. I'd say,
You
about 15, 20 minutes away from the ocean. So, uh, having that ability to go to the beach and see the ocean and reset yourself, uh, compared to living in Chicago, uh, I'm a lot more happier out here. This is a beautiful place to live.
I guess. So tell us more about you. First of all, how do you actually say your last name?
Swedish. So there's two two ways of saying it. I I don't know how American version came about, but there's an American version and a Swedish version. The American version is Hjertstedt, and then the Swedish version is Hjertstedt.
So do you speak any Swedish?
Uh, some of my family did, but unfortunately, they didn't really teach me anything.
Now that you tell me, that your background is
Uh,
Swedish,
Swede, yeah, yeah. So
I
so
do
like
see it. I do see it in you.
I mean, yeah, the blue eyes and stuff like that. My kids have really blonde hair, blue eyes, and we're actually continuing the names Sven and Leif, and that's all Scandinavian, Swedish. So
Amazing, amazing. So for the people who don't know you, tell us something about you. You like smoking cigars. You love.
occasionally, yeah,
Yeah,
occasionally, yeah, it goes with living out here. Uh,
cool.
a little bit about myself. Grew up in Chicago, um, and moved out here to actually. My parents retired out here, but my main goal was to be an entrepreneur. I said, uh, I'm not gonna if I'm gonna go out there, I'm not gonna work for nobody. I'm gonna work for myself. And so when I first moved out here, I started a hot dog stand, which is kind of
Really?
yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
know
yeah.
that.
And I so I brought it was something just I loved and I enjoyed, and I like Chicago hot dogs, and so I got a hot dog stand. Wasn't It was pretty cheap, 7 grand or so to start up, uh, and I loved it. It felt like I was on vacation every single day. I got to speak with people. I found a spot. It was downtown Sarasota, across from the Herald Tribune. So the Herald Tribune people would actually put me in the newspaper a couple times, and I'd
And this
serve
how
them.
many years ago? When did you try the hot dog stand?
How
What year
long
was
ago?
that? Yeah,
How long? Oh, it's been, geez, time flies. So this is probably around like maybe 13 years or so.
for real. So
So
what did
the
you
hot
take
dog
from that
stand,
experience? The hot
the
dog
hot
stand.
dog I mean, you get to meet so many weird but amazing people, and I mean, I was single, so I didn't mind the occasional, flirtation. The women would. I don't think they were coming for the hot dogs, but
Yeah, and
that was fine. It was good for business.
I have to tell you, one of the secrets of success is, of course, personal skills.
Yeah,
So if you're able to sell hot dogs,
yeah,
I can guess that you can sell anything.
right.
It's
Oh,
a commodity. Yes, it's cheap, but between selling one hot dog and selling 100, probably personal skills play a big role.
it's
Did you
yeah.
try anything else after the hot dogs?
So yeah, after the hot dogs, I actually sat there and stared at these potato chips that were hanging from my hot dog stand, and I'm like, you know what? I bet you a lot of people that live here from Chicago would want to have these Chicago flavored chips, and so
Crazy.
I automatically got that idea, and I flew out to Chicago, sat down with the CEO of Jay's Potato Chips, and they said, "Yeah, this is a fantastic idea. We can start delivering these chips down to Florida." And so that was very difficult because there was shipping charges, all these things. We tried, so many ways to get the cost down. So I didn't really make money. I mean, I would get the product, I would open up the stores, but I didn't really make money for 3 years, and that's really hard to do.
Yeah.
And most businesses, I would tell people, if they're going to start a business, assume that you're not going to make money for 3 years. And if you can't handle that, then starting up your own business may not be for you, because I think a lot of people dip into the pot too soon. So for 3 years, I literally made no money, but then got a break, and an actual company bought out the chip company that I was working, the Jay's Chips, which is called Snyder Lands, and that was my break, and then started making money. So
that's an interesting story. It's crazy.
I did that for like 12 years, and built it up to over 2,000 gas stations.
Amazing.
From Orlando all the way down south. Got it up to 7 drivers. And built up all these stores, these gas stations, and just cold called. Actually, when I first started it, the iPad was very popular, and that thing would feed my sales. I mean, they didn't even want to hear what I had to say. They just wanted to look at this new iPad, and they're like, "Oh my God, what is that?" And I'm like, and I'd flip through the chips, and I go, "These are the chips I have. People from Chicago, they want this. You're going to want to buy this in your store. They're going to come back to your store because you have this chip." And so they were like, "Yeah, bring it in here." So yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it. Like I said, 7 drivers. I built it up over $500,000 a year in profits. I knew I could have hit $1 million easy. And then Campbell's, maybe we may not name other companies that bought that company out, and they found a way to kick me out. So,
and that's part of business. The storytelling is always, everything happens really fast, but it really doesn't. Everything is easy, and it's not.
Yeah,
so
no.
The reason why I actually thought about these interviews is because real people like me and you and the others, we have real stories to share, not just great stories that people like to read.
It's still ongoing.
It's still ongoing every day. Earl, tell us about Before the Cruise, which I find personally a brilliant idea.
So after all that, actually, I started Before the Cruise while I had the EDH Enterprise chip business. So I have too many businesses always running through my mind. Right? So, but once one came up and it was serious, I'm like, I have to jump on this. This is good. This is good. And so I started Before the Cruise. I contacted my good friend John Mumbauer. He's a website developer, and it was a perfect combination because I personally didn't know the side of, building a website, doing all that stuff. Very expensive, very costly, and to have him on my team would be a very good asset. Me, I have the we call it,
the vision,
ideas, the vision. Yeah. So going on cruises, having a cruise life, being blessed with my family, being able to get me into the cruise world. This is one of my real big passions, and I moved here, to pursue my passion, and so I just went with it. Thought up the name. I think that nothing describes Before the Cruise better. Everything before the cruise. So what is everything before the cruise? Well, when I went on cruises, there was items that people would have, and I was like, I wish I had that item, And then they said, oh yeah, before the cruise, I brought this, I brought that. I'm like, man, I wish I would, once you're on the ship or you're on the island, you can't buy it because they brought it and you didn't know about it. And so that's why I was like, I have to start this business. I need to inform the people that are having a wedding, that are going to have a business event, that are first time cruisers or long time cruisers, doesn't matter. But we're going to put all those entrepreneur ideas and products in one place, you know. And
So what
now,
is what
yeah.
is the product you're selling? Because a lot of course, the viewers
So
or Facebook, yeah,
so
they wouldn't know. What
right.
is the product you're selling? You're pushing.
So we're a gift company, which I didn't know this word before I started, but it's a curated gift box company.
Accurate, right?
So yeah, we have either pre-curated boxes filled with cruise products, or now with the new update coming soon, where you can build out and pick what items you want to build in your own gift box. So it could be for yourself or for somebody else. And so that's what uh, the first, I'd say, 2 years or so, it was just basically listening to people. What do they want? What are they missing? They see our idea, but in your head, it's like an explosion. It's so awesome. It's great. But then when we posted it and we showed it, all these people started telling us, you need this, you need that. You got all these great items, but I only want three of them. How do I do that? And they couldn't do that. So
So
the
there was
soft
a
launch.
transition from offering a complete set of items in a box,
Mhm.
so you had to buy everything, to a second stage where you can select the items you want, and you don't have to buy the whole package.
Right. Yeah. So it's going to be kind of like Amazon of some sort, an online store of cruise travel related products, and so they just come to us. You'll see the Wish bag, you'll see poopery, you'll see these fun glasses, things that if you brought them on a cruise, people are going to be like, wow, where did you get that? That is so cool. That, I wish I would have brought that. And literally, then they kind of have the aha moment because they got to build up this cool, curated gift box for themselves or for someone else and bring it on their cruise. So that's really where it's at.
Perfect. I personally think it's a fantastic idea. Now, are you ready for the 10 questions in 10 minutes?
Oh yeah.
All right. So it's a goodbye for now, a ciao, and we'll be live again for the 10 questions in 10 minutes. Thank you, Earl.
Thank you.